Danny O'Donoghue has fair been disputed to discover the highest mention in his vocals band. We can testing it out currently, if you love, he says, as he plant his way up the keypad, pitch his vote to matchstick every mention before he can't go any high. Top G, he exclaims, later descends the scope to discover the lower of his registry. How's a 3-octave band, he ultimately declares. No poor. A sociable and nervous present, O'Donoghue is particularly proud of the time since, 2 years back, he almost lose his vote for nice. The celebrity had advanced morbid notes on his vocals chords since, by his own reception, I wasn't residing the healthiest of lifestyles. He says, I was potable, I was smoke, I was stay out sesame all several hours of the night, later receive up previous, making a wireless shot, making a gig in the overnight time and always receive on planes and trains and not looking following myself or you aware which. If you include bad material departure in, bad materials departure to go of. It didn't assist, he suggests, how his styling sucked. It was all bollocks to the side, veins pop up out of my cervix, jaw of. Fair bad method. It was just a question of period up thing bad happened. O'Donoghue went by the blade in January 2016 yet, following 2 months of residing in silent, he found his surgical hadn't been a full successful. Seriously, his physician said him same D requirement else transactions. Same at first one was penalty, he recalls. Same other one was horrifying since I was love, reason am I not capable to chant. You said me I'd be capable to chant following a monthly. I play it off love it was an lightweight item, but it was terrible. Now how I can chant once again, I can say on how frightened I was. The terror was so bad how the celebrity begun manufacturing a Schedule B. I would include stored ichdom and lost in manufacture and written, he says. That wouldn't include heard acquaintance of the scenario any more than. But O'Donoghue is anything if not a surviving. His at first shooting at popularity came in the 1990s, while he and the scenario guitar player Mark Sheehan united the brief-lived and seldom discussed boy gang My Town. All diskette fringes and spangly jumpsuits, the team had a insignificant hit inside all overnight in 1999, but fans of strange pop artifacts should search out Lady in Burst into Tears, a toe-curling ballad how poses the issue did you always do loving to a lady in Burst into Tears / and Miracle why she was weeping. Unnecessary to tell, it wouldn't be liberated currently. My Town were rudely omitted in 2001, outgoing O'Donoghue and Sheehan downstream in LA quite rather than back to Dublin, they cut out a residing as writers and producers, remixing songs for NSYNC and Britney Spears and Game in TLC. But O'Donoghue yet itched to be on phase. In 2005, he begun job on a recital draft, that morphed in the scenario following drum Glenn Force flew to LA to job on the demonstration. His at first scrapbook founded for a stormy time in that Sheehan's mom and O'Donoghue's dad both of dead. Later Force broken his cranium declining above in a pub bathroom and O'Donoghue was rushed to A&E in a compressed lung. He was yet convalescent while the gang's at first solitary, We Scream, introduced the charts. During 3 weeks, the gang were behind on the way, and in August 2008 his scrapbook debut at Quantity won on both of the UK and Irish charts. Following All How Odds, the Troika done the largest of his successful, record 4-persons albums in 6 years and turning the planet few times above. They affected O in his tertiary solitary, Break Even, that became a hit in America and is now learned at the prestigious Berklee School of Piece of Music, lot to the bemusement of O'Donoghue, who says same's substantially ignorant of the rules of writing songs. Yet if thou all vision the nice math in it later, yes, we certainly intended he. End of YouTube position by the script Vavo in the workshop, the gang include a prayer, nice is the foe of large, that encourages them to be merciless in his content. He's really lightweight to get agitated on thing you fair written, explains Sheehan. So we sit on the chant and see how we sense on it in a monthly's period. If thou yet chomping at the bit to get it of, later he's a large chant. O'Donoghue's vocals problems gave them lot of prospect to let the piece of music seep in 2016. They begun more than rather than 70 tracks, same largest we've always spelled, in the artist helping ideas with a vote app on his telephone. It was a entire new attitude that permitted the gang to changing reel up a slight onto Sheehan. Musically, the gang indulged the thigh hop and R&B influences they toyed in less than effectively in My Town, but the greater jump comes in his lyric, largest especially on the new scrapbook's name path, Liberty Kid. Liberty Kid was encouraged by my child, says Sheehan. Following London Axel, they were making bomber drills at his high school, and he came household and he told, Daddy, which is terror. He was just 7 at the period, so I mind the top way to explanation it was compose a chant. I believe it resonated in him more than rather than it would include if I'd tested to sit him downward and say on it. Or now his favorite lyrical in the chant is the medium 8 wherever we tell, place a blossom in the top of a cannon / put confetti in a nuclear bombshell / it's period to changing since we've seen quite / instead of war we're declaration loving. They get the reason future on separated state of America, that tackles gun abuse and Donald Trump cards boundary side, time plea for such on opposed sides to sit downward and say. To us, the entire scrapbook is love while you go to the pub and include a few pints in yours counterparts, says O'Donoghue. Thou include a lot of conversations, of policy to religious, out of judging every sum. To achieve treaty, he argues, thou include to put yours brush in and go, here, allow say. The though applies to the political community processing talks above Ireland's Brexit boundary. Fair get them drunken. They'd be a lot more than cooled out on he, says O'Donoghue. Particularly, adds Sheehan, following the tequila. The scenarios Scrapbook, Liberty Kid and Solitary, Weapon Outdoor, are both about currently.